Ladies and gentlemen, hello from the MLG studios here in New York City, and welcome back to Heart of the Swarm exhibitions. Every single day here at MLG, we're doing something related to Heart of the Swarm starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. Channel MLG is where you want to be on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's when we have a significant amount of community and pro player involvement. Today we have a show match going on, a best of 7 between Seed and Supernova as we get into game number 4 of this contest. Of course, the map choice is Supernova. He has decided Star Station is the way to go. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to Blizzard. The server was literally scheduled to go down right now for a patch to be implemented.
But we're still live. And
we're still in Heart of the Swarm. So Blizzard saw this show match was going on and said, hey, okay, all right, we're gonna delay it. We're gonna give y'all another hour to finish up this show match, and then we'll do and then we'll take the server down. So huge shout out to Blizzard. Thank you, Spirian, for clarifying that on the forums. Blizzard's awesome, man.
They are.
And for that, I think we should throw up another Heart of the Swarm beta key. So you guys.
I think so as well.
So
more people need to play this awesome game because you talk about how awesome Blizzard is. And they put a lot of work into trying to make this beta, continual patch updates, continual, feedback. They listen to all the feedback from the community, the pro players, and the organizers of the leagues and stuff. So, I mean, they're really trying to make a great game. I think it's going to be an amazing game, personally.
I think so, too.
I mean, it's already, like, if they released it right now, I would buy it.
I would, too. I would buy 5 copies and give them to my pets.
I would buy 1 right now, and then when they release the campaign, I'd buy that as a separate thing, and I don't have any pets, so I can't.
Well, I'm gonna get into my family and my pets too. Okay. I don't want them to be missing out. I'm gonna teach my dog to be the best StarCraft 2 Heart of the Storm player in the world.
I think he might.
My dog's pretty smart.
He's pretty smart.
He's a very smart dog. Australian Shepherd. Very smart dogs.
Well,
now I miss
tell
my
him
dog.
to play Zerg and make infestors, right?
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. However,
I can figure that out.
There might be some better units.
This is true. It's gonna be a whole new game.
Of course, this is game number 4 between these two guys. In the bottom left is Star Station. We have the blue Terran player, Supernova, currently down 2-1 to his opponent Seed in the top right-hand location. The red Protoss player, of course. Supernova, currently the #1 Grandmaster in the Heart of the Swarm ladder. Seed, around 17, but showing he can compete with the best. Of course, top 20 if you're talking about Heart of the Swarm ladder. As far as disparity in skill, I don't think there's a huge difference between.
There isn't, and to be honest, I don't think Seed cares that much about his ladder ranking.
Right.
I mean, he has some other credentials to back himself up. I mean, he's won some things, GSL Coda's champion, and some other things. But you know what? I mean, the ladder still matters. So
yeah.
He still wants to be up there. I mean, well, the ladder matters for these guys insofar as it reflects who they play against when they practice ladder.
Yes.
Right? Like, they have to be at the top because they
want to practice against the best so that they can get better.
Yeah.
Because, if they're a little bit lower on Grandmaster, they'd be playing people like me, and it's like, sure, you're getting practice, but it's more practice for me than for them.
This is true.
No, then they see my amazing strategies and they copy.
And they copy exactly I really think that the idea I'm gonna have to give you've already given a strategy out, so I don't want to say that. Let's say it again. Where you do the hidden nexus.
Yep.
And then you recall the probes across the map so you can mine from early. That's such a really cool. And when someone tells you that, like when you told me that, I was like, wow, that's so obviously great. Yep. But not everyone instantly thinks of that, right?
Right.
So I don't know. There's some really cool stuff you can do with a lot of these. There's a lot of usages. That's an example of a usage of recall that wasn't obvious at first glance. I think there's going to be similar things for Ignite Afterburners. I think there's going to be some cool ways people use that we didn't even think of before.
I would start brainstorming right now, but again, I want to keep my strategies to myself for when I make my GSL run. Very important to me. And look at this opening from Supernova. We got Hellions on the field and another metaback, but not proxying these across the map.
And you know what else is a key difference? He's built a second gas. So that means he's not following it up with an expansion, at least not as fast an expansion. Instead, he's going to follow this up with some type of, I would imagine, a 1-1-1 of some kind. I mean, like a 1-1-1.
I want to say he took a second gas in the, adding a second barracks too. I want to say he took a second gas in the Cloud Kingdom game.
You mean the, the Cloud Kingdom one, yeah. Well, he went Cloak Banshee there.
Oh, good point.
Normally, with a Hellion drop, you do that off of 1 gas. If you just want to build Marines and Command
I agree 100% with that.
But the second gas means we can see Tech Lab on the starport, Tech Lab on the factory. He's going to follow this up. He used Ignite Afterburners really early because he knows that
the cooldown
will be up by the time he crosses the map. You know, that's something I haven't seen. I've seen a bunch of Heart of the Swarm games. A lot of people use it to escape, but just to cross the map faster and get across faster is a neat little thing. Thinking, you know, I can use it even if I'm not trying to escape.
Hellions already in the natural. Great force fields here from Seed. Look at that, but Supernova's going to pick up. He can use it. I keep reading this stupid name. Ignite Afterburners. Gosh, dang it. I'm so embarrassed. The Hellions going straight into the main base, trying to take down some more probes. But Seed, again, doing a really solid job dealing with this harassment, taking down the medevac straight away. And the Hellions going to eventually be taken out. And now we can control R to see workers killed. 5 workers killed. We hit L to see units lost.
5 for 4 Hellions and a medevac. That's not what Supernova wanted to do with that attack
Seed
there.
Definitely is happy with that.
I feel like as soon as those force fields went down, he should just jet it out of there. And been like, you know what, this is fine. I'll use these in the battle. The Hellions and medevac will be useful in the battle because he is doing 1 base on.
Yep.
And I killed he killed about 3 probes at that point. He killed 1 or 2. There's 1 or 2 probes stuck in that force fields with them. And he lost only on a single Hellion, so it's not too bad. But you know, maybe he felt he had to do some extra damage to make it worth it. Ooh, the Observer sees what's coming to him now.
Now how does he prepare?
You know, and this is stronger than it used to be because you don't have to research the siege mode anymore.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty big change. I mean, 100 is means 1 extra siege tank.
I wonder where he's going to decide to engage here.
Look
the obvious choice is going to be the national expansion. But again, you have to consider the photon overcharge that's possible in the Nexus reaction. Immortals?
Just the mass warp gates. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have those units.
Yeah. Cutting probes, adding a ton of warp gates. This Banshee is very effective.
It does not have cloak, so Seed just has to bring some stalkers up here to deal with this. Doesn't need any detection whatsoever.
It's already done more than the Hellions did, though. Not to mention the mine time disruption there.
I mean, at this point in time, it's all about the units he currently has. Of course, reinforcements, you want to make sure you can keep those 4 force fields there for 3 Marines.
I'd say that's a win for the Protoss.
Right. It slows the push down a little bit more as well.
It does. I mean, all it needs to do is have 1... Actually, does he have a Guardian Shield? He needs to have a Guardian Shield with engagement. Doesn't quite have enough energy. That's actually going to be a big disadvantage, not having a Guardian Shield.
Where's the Worship Core?
That's a good question. He never built one.
Oh my gosh, so he's not going to have Photon Overcharge.
I think he's been prioritizing units.
Oh no. I think no.
It's interesting. I mean, it's hard to tell because if he had it, we'd have had less probes race, we'd have less units. But like you mentioned, the Photon Overcharge is so good.
It's huge utility. I mean, it's air, it's ground.
Look at that animation when you shoot the Nexus and the shields flare.
Oh yeah.
That's an awesome
really cool
animation.
All right, looks like Seed is going to try to deal with this, targeting down the tank with his Immortal.
Way too close to the edge there.
And there's 2 tanks that are pretty close to the edge as well. Stalkers taking down the Banshees here. Zealots leading the charge. Seed up 61 to 57 supply, but there's 2 bunkers there as well. So Seed just trying to keep Supernova a little bit away while he gets more units on the field.
This type of slow push technique is kind of refreshing to watch. It's pretty rare to see someone play the 101 with this style. This is almost reminiscent of like Brood War 2 factory pushes where it's, you know, slowly walking in 1 bunker, mines, and siege tank gets Protoss. It's neat to see. I like this slower type of push, a little more methodical. Saying, you know what, yeah, he has twice my economy, or 1.5 times with meals. But it's okay because if I go slow...
Seed is going to try to go for it, targeting down the bunker, switching to the tank with that Immortal, trying to keep Supernova out of his natural expansion. He's up in supply, 67 to 51, and it looks like Seed might have too much for Supernova to handle. It looks like this 1-on-1 is going to get shut down.
And Seed just absolutely plows through their Zealots
GG
and
from
Immortals.
Supernova. Seed up to 3-1. Wow. And what do you think about that map choice, though, really quick? Because obviously Supernova chose Star Station, and then he went for a factory drop, and the bases are so far apart from each other. Do you think a different map choice, if he was going to be going for that strategy, would be better, especially considering the follow-up?
I mean, Seed's played a lot more Heart of the Swarm than I have.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a better player too. Yeah, I would think so, but I mean, like I said, I think he must play that build on that map a lot. And,
yeah.
And, you know, the way the choke's designed, I think it's great for that slow push. Maybe not having a tank so close to the edge so the Mortals couldn't pick him from the high ground. And also, I mean, that was a really close... The second battle was so close, but if you had more units, that first engagement would have gone way better for him. And so if those Hellions,
lost the Hellions in the medevac. Even the medevac alone.
Yeah.
You can drop things in the main and then distract some
units. Or just
units.
the healing on the Marines even.
Simple.
Yeah. I think it would have gone a lot better if it wasn't for that opening.
Wow, very interesting game for a very interesting series we have in our hands. Of course, Seed is now currently up 3-1. Seed is 1 win away from taking down this best of 7. Supernova has some work to do. It's his map choice. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, it's going to be Game 5 between Seed and Supernova.